A bunch of the girls from the team, some of the guys from the team, and they were all real cool people, and it was cool. Like I was just telling them, I got to see from my outer experience instead of the inner looking out. So it was cool to meet all those guys before they become stars, and see how good and put my personal opinion on who I think was going to do well. I could tell who's going to be real tough and stuff, you know.
Something that we don't see in the sport very often is towels being thrown in from the corners, and that was something that I think, was it your brother or was it your trainer who threw it in for your last fight?
Yeah, no, my brother, he threw in the towel. Yeah.
Do you think that that's like a brotherly thing, that like sometimes like if they're not related to you, they don't feel comfortable throwing in the towel, and your brother?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of pressure for people to like throw in a towel for somebody, but you know, at the same time where my brother fights, he's experienced in fighting, and he understands. I understand too. Like I just saw the last Junior Dos Santos fight, and Cain Velasquez, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with? Does this guy have friends? You know what I'm saying? Does he have any friends? This is not cool. Like for me, if my partner's fighting and he's not doing well, if I get time to talk to him, or if it's too early in the round, I'm gonna say if he doesn't start doing better and keeps catching punches or keep catching shots, I'm gonna throw this towel. And you know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to be mad at me later, but you know what I'm saying? I'm the one who's gonna have to go to sleep at night thinking how I let you get your ass whooped. So I think that might have been like how my brother thought about it. And on top of it, you know, my older brother, and he was and like I said about him too, I ain't mad at him. He was doing what he thought was right. He's like, I don't want to see my brother take no shots, you know. I don't think they pay us well enough to be taking fucking ass whooping like this, you know. By all means, I'll take my motherfucking ass whooping, you know what I'm saying? And like I was saying already before, I didn't feel like the fight should be ended, but that's just my opinion and everybody else's opinion. And if I was watching from the outside, I probably would have thought too. Like even when I watch, I'm like, oh yeah, that didn't look good. But the only people who know are people who are in that fight, you know, because sometimes I've looked great in fights, and it's like been schooling people, and it's like whooping their asses all over the place. And then I watch the fight, and I'm like, man, I'm looking good in this fight, right? Really, I fucking got socked, and I was like hurting, or I got hit in the body, and it wasn't a good shot that I took, but you know what I'm saying? You can't tell. No one can tell. No one knows, and you would probably never admit that. I didn't even admit that right now. It's just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, that's how I felt about the fight. I felt I was defending myself a little bit, but I watched it too. It didn't look good. It looked like it was time to throw in the towel. So I agree with the towel.
Is that something that fighters ever talk about? That like, hey, I don't want you to ever throw in the towel for me, or is it like?
Yeah, but it's kind of ignorant. You know, it's kind of like if I have a partner who's my friend. My people who I train with are my friends and my training partners and my folks. You know, like. I'm like, okay, you can tell me and be tough if you want. That's a fighter. You as a fighter, that's your duty to be a soldier. You know what I'm saying? Go in there and not, you know, don't fucking throw in no towel for me. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, if my partner's fighting who I like, love, or care about, you know, I'm like, yeah, okay, we're gonna throw the towel. And yeah, and then it didn't cross my mind because I didn't think you were gonna look. But you know what happens if you start catching some shots and taking some ass whooping, and I don't like it, that towel's going in there because. I think I'll get less sleep at night. Let my friend take his ass whooping, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think people think about it till later on, especially after the criticism. I'm sure Junior Dos Santos coaches were probably thinking like, we should throw the towel, and then probably didn't, and then later at night they're like, fuck man, I feel really bad. We just let our friend get his ass whooped because he's a soldier. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna quit. Fighters ain't gonna quit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's up to your friend and you know what I'm saying? You're like, I'll stay in here all day. I don't care if I gotta die, you know. But that's when it's up to your friends and your brothers and to not let you die. But by all means, let me roll with the punches a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll be alright. But you know, I can trust my brother's opinion and how I look from the outside, so I understand that he threw the towel.
You've already fought Gray twice before. What are your thoughts on heading into this rubber match?
It's a new fight. It's up to date now, and this is what I'm dealing with now. So I don't really take too much from the last fights. I think of him as an improved fighter since the last one, and see what's going to happen on Saturday.
In that you had that rough patch here with the last couple of fights. I mean, what do you hope to really make a statement with in this fight?
Just want to go out and do well and win, you know.
Do you feel like the first two fights with Gray, do you feel like from the first to the second he improved a lot? Could you feel that he was a lot different the second time?
I thought he was a lot different. He came in with a different game plan, different stuff happened. So, yeah, it was just a different fight all around. So.
Do you think you're a different fighter than you were the first two times?
I think I'm like more experience, more time. It's not that you're better, maybe a little different. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Has your motivation changed at all? You know, I know you're still motivated to get a title shot at this point, but you know, is it more important to finish Gray in this fight?
It's important to win the fight, however I can do it. So.
You've kind of been talking about Anthony Pettis, getting your way to him, and also to Josh Thompson again. Which of the two are you more motivated to get another shot at?
I don't really care. The thing with Anthony Pettis and Josh Thompson is I lost to Thompson, and Anthony Pettis is the champ, and he's supposed to be the hot shit right now, and those guys are the guys to beat. And on top of it, I was ready to go to 170. I'm like over making weight and doing all this because I don't feel I get paid good enough to lose weight all year long. I can make the weight, no problem. You know what I'm saying? I can make it happen, but I wish I would get compensated a little better for it. And I was ready to go, but at the same time, I wasn't gonna leave this division letting these two motherfuckers run the show, because you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna leave after I take all these fools out, because I fought everybody else. There's Thompson now who beat me, so I gotta beat him back. And really, Gilbert already whooped him anyway too, so I ain't even, but I'll catch him too down the road eventually. And Pettis too. I'm not gonna leave the division letting them think, yeah, this is our division, or it's a weird little thing I got going up here. But I can't, I could have left when there's not shit. I had no motivation before. When BJ Penn was a champion forever, and I was fighting the UFC, I really had no motivation to fight for a title because we were friends with BJ Penn at the time, before he took the fight with my brother. And I wasn't even considering taking a fight with him, So I was like just kind of fighting to fight and live, and win and make money and just, stay on the win streak, whatever I can. And then Frankie Edgar came out and trained with me a little bit when Ricardo Almeida was fighting in Oakland. So then I trained with him a little, and his teachers, Ricardo Almeida and Hendo Gracie. And those are my teacher's cousins. So I was like, okay, we're cool with these guys. I don't want to have no part of... If I'm going to train with Frankie, I ain't going to have no beef. I'm not going to be fighting him, right? So then he won the belt, and now he's the champ. And I'm like, so I'm sitting around here like, I was motivated to win always fights, no matter what, right? And then when he's the champion now, though, now I'm not going to... I'm not motivated to go hunt down some belt. I'm just motivated to fight and win. And then there was Henderson, who wasn't a very entertaining fight anyway. And if you lose to Henderson, it's gonna be boring. And if you beat Henderson, you have to play some boring ass game to beat him. So that wasn't too motivating to fight either. And I was over making weight. And now these two motherfuckers come in like they're the hot shit. So I wasn't gonna just bounce out of the division with them running the show. Me and Gilbert are gonna run a show here, and then I'll be on my way. If I get on my way, but I'm ready to fight those two after I do this Grand Maynard thing.
Take two more, guys.
Thank you.
But I run here. I run New York. The Irish run New York. Carl Floyd, tell him I'm right here. See what he does. He ain't gonna do shit. He'll do fucking nothing. Shout out the Irish in New York. We built this city. We built this city with our bare fucking hands. And now we're back. Where's that bread? Where's my money? Floyd, where you at? Where you fucking at? I'm from a small place in Dublin, Ireland called Clonmel, where they throw grenades through your letterbox. They throw grenades through the letterbox of their mother's home and go running off laughing. That's where the fuck I come from. So they come over to this place and be treated by the people and show love. $17.1 million gate at Madison Square Garden, the highest gate there was. It broke Lennox Lewis on the Holyfield record. Attendance 50, almost 16,000 broke Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier's record. It's an honour to be a young Irishman from the middle of nowhere to come over and be treated with love by all you people. I swear, I have nothing but respect for every single person in here that's grinding for what they deserve, that's putting in that work, going against all doubt, and going and getting what's theirs. Nothing but respect. Keep going, keep working. With hard work, with belief, anything is possible. I'm a two-weight world champion in the biggest organization in free fighting, period. There's no limitations where I come from. You can kick, you can knee, you can elbow. It's bare shin, bare bone. Floyd's not ready for this. And much respect to Floyd, he's a solid businessman. What he has been able to do, he is a fucking animal at what he has been able to do. But as far as real fighting, as far as true, pure, unarmed combat, Floyd don't want none of this. I say, he does not want none of this. People won't even ask him. He wants it under boxing rules. He wants a boxing match. He doesn't want to fight. So I want to respect everyone in here. I love every one of you. Give Floyd a shout, tell him I'm coming. Tell him to run around Showtime offices. I want 100 million cash to fight him on the boxing rules because he's afraid of a real fight. Shout out to him. I'm not going to do this no more. I'm going to put it back to the DJ. Big respect everybody. Let's do that, DJ. It's only Tuesday. It's Tuesday already to this motherfucker. It's Tuesday motherfucker. I love everyone here. It's a ball. Tuesday. Hold up. We talking about our money, let's go. Here we go. Kind of shot. We good? Here we go. I want to see this match one time. Floyd versus Conor McGregor. What's up? I got some money in this shit, right? Steve, you got some money, Steve? Oh, shit. Who's got some money? We good? You got some money here? Mr. Williams got some money in the fight.
You can't be from where I'm from and not be able to defend yourself, so that was the original reason I got into it, not for titles, not for recognition, not for money. you know, it's not so much about wanting to fight, it's about I have to fight. It's always been like that. You know, I couldn't just not fight. If I don't fight, then I get walked on.
What's up, Darren? Thank you.
When the $4 billion number came out, the man to the left of you said he was worth $4 billion. So I guess the question is, how much is Conor worth to the UFC, and then Conor, how much are you worth to the UFC?
$4.2 billion. $4.2 billion. That's what I'm worth to this company.
Conor, Eric Dane, MyMMAnews.com. Question for you. Coming off a couple big fights at 170, we know your history at 145, now 155. This move to lightweight. Tell us your thoughts on it.
I'm very happy with the 155-pound weight limit. I feel of all the divisions I've ran around and ran through, 155 I feel will be the one where I will take over the most. So I look forward to that.
Question for Conor. Conor, after your last few fights, I'm just wondering, is Mystic Mac back? And if so, what his prediction for the next fight is?
You know, I feel Eddie, I've nothing against...
Careful, be careful.
I've nothing against Edward. Oh, what? Oh, what?
Careful.
What you gonna do? Oh, what? You gonna do something over there?
Be careful.
Shut your fucking mouth. I run New York. I run this whole shit. And Mystic Mac predicts I'm gonna KO you inside one round.
Go ahead, sir.
Question for you, Colin, for you, chosen one. Everybody from Michael Jackson to Muhammad Ali and everybody in between has had the chance to perform at Madison Square Garden. How much are you looking forward to that?
Listen, the Irish, we built this damn town. I'm saying serious. We built this city. Now we're back. Now we're coming to claim what's ours, so it's an honor to be here. Coming in here listening to all these fans. It truly is a dream come true. I cannot wait to perform for you. I'm gonna take out one of your own. I'm gonna cash your own money, but make no mistake, it's all love. The Irish love New York, and I'm honored to be here.
Question for Conor. Conor, a question for Conor. Can you give us an update on your leg? How serious was the injury, and was it possible that it was going to preclude you from fighting on this card?
Listen, that fight was five weeks ago. I came out of that fight fresher than I went in. Look at Nate's face. Nate will never look the same. I came out brand new, had a bruised foot. I agreed to this fight. 10 days ago I agreed to all of this. And then, I don't know what was going on. Something went on with that other side. But I was chilling here waiting for the call, and then the call came last minute. I jumped on a plane, and here we are. So I'm brand new.
And at the end of the press conference at 2:02, the final thing that you said was you had a feeling that shit was going to hit the fan. Can you explain what you meant by that? And did it hit the fan, or did you weather that storm?
I just said it out straight. Beg me. And they begged me. So that was all I wanted. That was all I asked.
A question for Eddie. How did you get this done? Because it seemed like just a few days ago, they were targeting you and...
He got it done by signing his last contract. He didn't even negotiate new money for himself. Imagine that. Look at everybody up here. They're all dressed like me. They're all trying to talk like me. They're all trying to be me. Everyone in the game wants this fight. This is the lottery fight. And this man took it on his last contract. Imagine that.
Imagine getting the biggest fight in the history of the game and saying, shut your mouth, kid. You're getting paid what you got your last fight, and you're lucky you're even getting that. Yes, sir, and sign it. That's what happened.
You done yet? You done yet? Hey, I was okay with the money. I was gonna negotiate the money. Only reason, because this guy's easy. It's easy money. Easy money. Easy.
And if I could, just one more. Conor, can you tell us what you're going to do with the titles? Dana said today that you will keep the featherweight belt up until this fight.
I'm gonna wrap one on one shoulder, I'm gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
This is a question for Conor. My name's Josh Burnett from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Quick question. When you prepared for Nate Diaz, it was a very specific camp. When you prepare for Eddie, will you have such a specific camp, or you go a bit more like you used to?
I've been whooping his style, I've been whooping that style a long, long time. He's a stocky, stuffed wrestler with an overhand, that's it. So, I've been beating these guys up.
Tell him
before.
the truth. You ain't got a fucking shot. Tell him the truth. You ain't got a shot.
One round you're gonna.
You ain't got a shot. Your coach knows you ain't got a shot.
One round.
And anybody who knows anything about
fuck
fighting
you and your
knows
coach.
you ain't got a fucking
Fuck you
shot.
and your coach.
You ain't got a shot.
Conor, one more question.
You're here because you're the easiest dude in this division. That's why you're here.
Conor, one more question. What did you think
Take
about
them stupid ass glasses off.
Yeah, make me. Make me. Make me. Make me. Make me. Make me.
Make me. You took them off. You took them off. Thank you. You took them off.
Conor, last question. What did you think about Eddie's fight against Sonya's?
I thought it was very sloppy. The shot selection was very, very poor. He got blessed. He got blessed with a lucky shot. His UFC career has been horrendous. He's very, very lucky to be in the position he is in. He understands that. That's why he took this fight on the money he was on the last fight. I mean, that says it all.
And sorry to hog the microphone. Last question to Eddie. What were your genuine thoughts on the Diaz fight, Diaz-McGregor?
This guy got 8 minutes of fighting him. That's it. He quits after 8 minutes every fight. He's not a championship fighter. He's never been, and he's never ever fought anyone in the UFC like me ever.
Hey, Dana.
Just another broke bum trying to sell some shit. That's it. He's broke and he's desperate. And he's trying to make it like, McGregor's this, McGregor's that. We've heard it all before. He's just another broke bum that can't afford to pay his fucking bills. So that's all that is.
Hey, Dana, first of all, thank you for bringing it to New York. I'm a New York native. Thank you to bringing the UFC to New York.
Thank you, sir.
This question's for Conor, part of WFN, CBS Sports Radio. Conor, you've been known to make predictions. You're known as Mystic Mac. What's your prediction for UFC 205?
Like I said, he's chinny. He has a chin. He gets cracked, he gets dropped. It's happened throughout his career. He's a weathered fighter. He's on his way out. He's very, very lucky to be in the position he's in. One round it will take me to knock him out.
And Conor, follow. Ariel hinted at it about the foot. And Eddie's known as a cardio freak. Are you worried about the not being able to cycle
Yes.
on the
Yes,
foot?
he is.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes, he is.
In 4 months, I overcame a triathlete. I outlasted a triathlete with 30 pounds on me and whooped his ass. This guy's a balloon. He ain't no cardio machine. What are you talking about? He's blown up. One clinch and he's gassing for air as well.
He spent $300,000 on that last camp and gassed out 8
And
minutes
made
in.
$25,000.
$300,000. And gassed out 8 minutes in.
Cool, thanks, man. And one question for Cowboy, and I guess. Here you are on a days again, listening to Conor talk, man. I could see you back there, just wondering what this experience was like for you.
Oh man, this is New York City, man. This is Square Garden, man. I'm so pumped to be here. But listening to this Joker talk, we all just sit back here and laugh. So it is what it is.
Another broke, jealous, bitter fighter. The game seems to be full of them. I've got nothing but love for everybody up here. You know what I'm saying? It's just bitterness and hate and negativity towards me because of what I'm doing, because of what I'm making. That's all that is.
Gabe Winisian from the Daily Ramen. I have a question for Eddie Alvarez. In an interview with CBS in August, you said that Conor McGregor was not a good fighter and, quote, that he ain't shit. You're going into this fight now. Do you still maintain those strong feelings going into this fight?
When I mention fighter, you guys are thinking about technique. I'm not thinking about technique. I'm thinking, when I say fighter, I'm talking about how you deal with adversity, how you deal with being in a bad situation. He deals terribly with being in bad situations and don't come back.
Now, Eddie Alvarez, obviously this is going to be a huge fight for you. However, is this the same strategy you're going to use that you used against Anthony Pettis? Grind it out, get him against the cage, take him down?
No, definitely not. I'm with Mark Henry now, and since I've been with Mark Henry, I've been growing a bunch. Fuck John Kavanaugh.
Fuck that pad man.
Hey, you got two jiu-jitsu coaches. Two jiu-jitsu coaches. Why you got two jiu-jitsu coaches? Anyway, come November 12th, you guys will see. There is no Santa Claus. He don't exist.
Now, Conor, one question for you. The only weakness we've seen in your arsenal was your wrestling against Chad Mendes. Have you improved that?
How did that fight go again?
That's the only weakness we've seen. That's the only weakness we've seen in your career.
Last time I checked, he was unconscious. What are you talking about? He's gonna be shooting for his life. But it's a long 25 minutes in there. I can hit you from anywhere. And that's what's gonna happen to him. He's gonna be shooting, panicking, I'm gonna be hitting him from everywhere. Sooner or later, he's gonna fall. One of those elbows, one of those shots are gonna dig into that soft, sweet spot into the temple, and that's all she wrote. Two-weight world champion, UFC history, New York, the Irish are back.
This question's for Dana, Scott Fontana with AM New York. Dana, what is the plan for if Conor wins the belt? What's gonna happen with the featherweight belt?
We'll figure that out when it happens.
What would you say to that, Conor?
Sorry, what did you say again?
If you win both belts, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna defend both belts?
They're gonna have to gather an army to try and take one of them off me, and that's how straight. One's gonna be there, one's gonna be there. I'm gonna be picking and choosing who I want to destroy next, and that's it.
Would you fight Aldo again?
Let's see what happens with Aldo. I mean, it's hard to even think of Aldo. I KO'd him in 13 seconds. I traveled around the world with him. He pulled out on 2 weeks' notice. If Frankie was good enough and he had came through that last one, it would have me and Frankie for the featherweight belt here. He just wasn't up to scratch. So I'm gonna let that featherweight division play out, see how it goes. But I'm the featherweight world champion. Now in November, I'm going to be the lightweight world champion, and I'm going to hold two of them consecutively.
Not a shot.
That's it.
Not a shot. You ain't got a shot. Beltless. You'll be beltless November 12th. You'll be beltless. Not a 45, not a 55. You'll have to give up the little boy belt, and you're not getting the big boy belt.
Conor, since you love talking about money, what's your expectation of what are you going to make for 205?
As in, my money or the pay-per-views, or what are you talking about? I feel by the time 2016 closes out, I'll be closing in on 40 million. This is a $40 million year for me. It's been a damn good year.
This is a question for Dana White. Dana, over the last 6 months, did you try and get Ronda Rousey to fight at 205?
What's the question? Have I been trying for the last 6 months?
Have you been trying to get Ronda Rousey to fight here?
No, Ronda was going to let me know when she was ready to fight again.
And hypothetically, if she did fight here, who'd be the main event? Conor or Rousey?
What's that?
Who'd be the main fight if she was fighting tonight? Conor McGregor or Rousey?
Sit down.
How you doing? Anil Melwani from MMA.us and Caged Insider. Conor, take a look around you. You got a lot of champions, a lot of grizzled vets. Who do you think would give you the hardest fight out of anybody on stage?
Right here. Right here, the hardest hitting 145 pound, the real hardest hitting 145er right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that? Oh my God. I don't know. When I take that guy's belt,
Leprechaun.
Oh, good one. When I take that guy's belt, I'm looking around. I don't know what anyone else has for me around here. I might have to jump up and fucking drag Floyd Mayweather out of bed and see what the fuck he's at again.
This question is for Eddie Alvarez. You've been mentioning that Conor McGregor is not a championship fighter. He only has 2 to 3 rounds. Yet in your professional career, you've only went to the 5th round twice and lost one of them. What the fuck are you talking about, motherfucker? What the fuck are you talking about? That's the champ! That's the champ! That's the fucking champ right there! Fuck you, man!
Hey, what's your question?
Yeah, he has a suit and a tie.
What's your question?
With that. I love it. I love it.
My question was clearly, you've only been to the 5th round twice in your professional career and lost one of them. You're complaining that he has no gap.
His question is, why you talking shit? That's his question. Why the fuck you up there talking shit? Say it like it is, you're blessed. You're blessed that I chose you. You're blessed that I chose to whoop your ass next. Say it like it fucking is.
You were the easiest opponent that made the most money. That's the truth.
Come prove it.
You were my easiest opponent that made the most money.
Come prove
That's
it.
why you were
like
picked.
Brian said,
That's why you were